Hey everyone, this is Shantan here. Welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk about a very scary number that is typically associated with financial independence or fire in India. And that number is 50 crores. They say that is the amount that you need to retire in India. In this video, I'm going to show you using the government's own data that this number isn't just wrong, it's a scare tactic. And by the end of this video, you'll know your real number or a good way to estimate that number, which is a fraction of what you've been told. It's definitely not 50 CR. So coming back to the topic, inside that number, 50 crores, there are actually three tricks hidden that you should be aware of. And once you see them, you can't unsee them. Trick number one. Now let's just run the numbers backward. To live off 50 crore safely in India, according to the maths of fire, you can technically withdraw about 3% a year. But why 3% and not the typical 4% that you might have heard about? Well, the short version is that our inflation runs much hotter and there's no government safety net also in India. So we withdraw less. Now, that's a whole other video, but from the Indian context, 3% is a much more sane, much more reliable number that you can safely withdraw. We can do the same math with 5 year, but you'll see that the numbers or the logic here does not change. Now, for argument's sake, let's say you take 3% of the 50 crores every year once you have this amount. Now, the 3% of 50 crores is actually 1.5 crores a year. You divide that by 12, that is about 12.5 lakhs a month. A month. So when someone tells you that you need 50 crores to retire, what they are really saying is that you intend to spend 12.5 lakhs a month, every single month in the rest of your life. Of course, with inflation getting added. Now, let me ask you the question they never make you ask. Do you spend that much amount? Do you really think that you would spend 12.5 lakhs rupees a month? And here's where it gets absurd. The government runs a survey of what Indians really spend. So I pulled out those numbers. And the most recent one puts out that the average in urban Indian at about spends about 7,500 rupees a month per person in a family. For a family of four, that would roughly translate to about 28,000 to 30,000 rupees a month. But fair enough. You would think that I am not average and that number does not apply to you. Fair. You're watching a video about early retirement. So let's go to the very top. That same survey says that the top 5% of urban India spends about 20,000 rupees a month per person. So for a family of four, that's around 80,000 a month. Now, if you're on the higher spectrum of the income bracket, then you probably might be spending around 30,000 rupees per month per person or maybe 50,000. But I doubt that that number is going to be about 4 lakhs per month per person. So what it effectively comes down to, if I go back to the government data, is that if a family is typically spending around 80,000 rupees per month, then they are roughly spending around 10 lakh rupees a year. Now put those numbers next to each other. 50 crore funds 12.5 lakh of spending a month, while the reality is the top 5% of urban Indian families spend only about 10 lakhs a year. So the 50 crore lifestyle is roughly 15 times what the richest 5% of urban India makes. Just to earn 1.5 crore a year would put you not in the top 1%, but a sliver of the top 1/10 of the 1%. So 50 crore was never a retirement target. It's a luxury fantasy wearing a retirement costume. It's a comparison number designed to make you feel behind. It's not your number. It's somebody else's. Trick two. Now the smarter version shows up. Okay, but Shantan, with inflation, you will need 50 crores in 30 years. And this one isn't a lie. It's a true number wearing a disguise. That 50 crore is in future rupees. Rupees from 3 decades away, worth far less than today's. So flip it. 50 crore 30 years out, translated back into what it buys today, is only about 7 to 9 crore in today's world. Same life, same comfort. The big scary number is just the same life relabeled in shrunken future currency. The trick, and sometimes it's an honest slip, and sometimes it's someone selling you an insurance plan, is to flash the inflated future number at a person standing in the present. So you panic and you feel you need 50 crores in cash right before you can plan your retirement. You don't, you never did. Trick. And this one is on your side. The 50 crore scare treats your money like a dead pile of cash you must stack, brick by brick from your own salary. But money isn't dead, it compounds. So it works while you sleep. So you do not need to save 50 crore. You need a much smaller amount today that goes into it. So rough illustrations, and these are assumptions, absolutely not promises. But in general, at an 11% return, money roughly multiplies 23 times over 30 years. So about 2.2 crore today, left untouched, becomes 50 crore in 30 years without you adding a single rupee. 2.2 crore, not 50. The rest is time and compounding doing the heaviest lifting for your financial life for free. So if you already have a real corpus and you panic at 50 crore, you've got it backwards. A big chunk of that future number is something your existing money is already turning into while you watch it. So what's the real number? What's your fire number or what's your enough number? You need to look into it and build that number this way. Start with what your life really costs in today's rupees for the life you want to live, not the one Instagram sells you. Strip out the spending that's only there to impress people you don't even like. Multiply that honest annual figure by about 30 to 33 to be on the safe side. That's your target in today's month. Then subtract what you already have because it's already compounded. The gap that's left is the only thing that you have to build. When I did this for myself, my number wasn't 50 crore, it wasn't even close, it was much, much lesser. But before you swing too far the other way, a warning, your number can come out higher than you would like. And do keep in mind that healthcare inflation in India is brutal. There's no necessary safety net here. We don't have a concept of pension. And you might live 40, 50 more years. So lowballing it with 2 crores and a vegetable patch could be as dangerous as inflating it to 50. So the real enemy was never a big number or a small number. The real enemy is that you use a borrowed number. What you need to define is enough for you. And enough is a number that you should be able to defend line by line because you built every line of it from your own life and your own experience. The people shouting 50 crore want you to believe freedom is for cricketers and for founders. The data says otherwise. The number that buys your freedom is almost certainly a fraction of what you've been told, and your money is already moving towards it. If this video helped reframe some of your concepts and things for you, I urge you to go and watch some of the other videos on my channel, especially the one where I talk about how I cut my own number in half by changing just one factor, which is essentially where I live, which is called geo arbitration. You will find it here somewhere on the screen, or you can always go to my channel and check out the video.